Six strings, three chords, and big dreams. This is the Undiscovered Stories.
Just like the sun and the moonlight night. You don't need to say you love me. You don't need to say how much you care. I can feel through the things you do, 'cause you've made my life wonderful. 'Cause your heart keeps my soul. This pure love never be replaced by anyone. This pure love will always keep me safe and warm. There's a light within you, shining bright, keeps on guiding me all through my life, just like the sun in my day and the moonlight in my night. You don't need to say you love me. You don't need to say how much you care. I can feel it through the things you do, 'cause you've made my life wonderful. 'Cause your heart keeps my soul. I love you, mama. I love you, mama. I love you,
Hello, this is the Blues Traveler, and for this episode, we have one of the pioneer in steel guitar scene. Please welcome the one and only Amrus Ramadhan. Halo, apa kabar Am?
Baik.
It's been a while, gue udah lama banget gak ketemu lu.
Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam ya. Ini hari ini kita ketemu sama teman lama gue. Kayaknya di Indonesia nih, kalau gue remind soal steel gitar, kayaknya nama lu yang pertama keluar sih. Iya nggak sih?
Sementara ini iya.
Sementara ini iya. Jadi
jangan sampai lah. Harusnya banyak.
Jadi buat Hobotalks audience, actually gua tuh ngincer dia udah lama gitu. Terus beberapa kali kita dipertemukan di acara yang nggak terduga ya.
Iya.
Konser di Naif, gua ketemu di backstage. Terus beberapa kali juga di acaranya sahabat gua David, ada juga lu, dan akhirnya malam ini gue berkesempatan untuk ketemu sama lu. Thank you banget sama waktunya.
Sama-sama. Gue seneng banget udah diundang di sini.
Kalau nggak kelihatan seneng soalnya.
Enggak lah.
Gue menarik nge-invite lu sekarang karena gue perhatiin journey lu nih di beberapa momen gitu. Ini orang siapa main steel gitar, which is sekarang kayaknya ya cuman few names yang mainin. Malah kalau gue boleh bilang personal gue cuman ingat lu sih, nggak ada lagi yang mainin steel gitar. Pertanyaan pertama gue, kenapa steel gitar? Kenapa nggak ukulele sih? Kenapa steel gitar?
Masih banyak instrumen aneh yang lain juga sih.
Iya. Apa panggilan lu buat steel gitar?
Sebenarnya ini qadarullah jadi apa sih? Jadi dulu ya sebenarnya sih bersyukur juga ketemu instrumen yang namanya steel gitar. Dulu almarhum kakek itu sebenarnya pemain steel gitar gitu. Terus gue dulu terlahir di lingkungan keluarga seniman lah. Ya, senimannya ya almarhum kakek itu. Abdul Manap namanya. Terus gue gede lahir di Palembang gitu kan. Nah, jadi almarhum itu dulu memang dia seniman perupa juga, terus musisi juga gitu kan.
Iya.
Terus punya band keroncong Hawaiian gitu. Jadi dia bareng teman-temannya gitu kan, kalau di sanggar lagi latihan gitu atau segala macam. Gue kan masih kecil banget. Terus
berarti lu dari kecil udah sering lihat kakek lu main
dan bunyi-bunyian musik yang mereka mainin itu tuh udah akrab banget gitu. Cuma kan karena memang nggak bisa main, jadi cuma ngeliat-liat doang, terus mereka latihan apa segala macam gitu. Sampai akhirnya bisa dibilang lah saudara gitu kan, ada kakak, ada sepupu segala macam, udah mulai remaja dan pada bisa main band. Udah punya band nih mereka, terus main di pensi segala macam. Tuh gue belum bisa ngapa-ngapain sama sekali. Cuma kalau lihat gitar gitu kan, terus bunyiin senarnya gitar tuh udah seneng.
Ada ketertarikan ya.
Ada satu momen di mana almarhum kakek tuh menemukan gue yang cuma ngebunyiin gitar tapi nggak bisa maininnya gitu kan. Kayaknya lumayan cukup kasihan kali ya. Kasihan banget nih bocah. Kayaknya pengen bisa main gitar gitu. Ya habis itu disamperin terus diajarin. Digebukin.
Gitar gue itu jangan dimain.
Jadi bunyiin gitu. Enggak. Terus kayaknya kasihan gitu, terus disamperin. Nggak bisa main gitar, nggak bisa. Nggak ada yang ngajarin, nggak ada. Mau belajar nggak, sini digambarin. Jadi bener-bener di manual gitu. Kertas, digambarin chord gitu kan, gambar chord gitu. C, D, A, yang basic banget. Basic banget. Terus
Google manual ya. Kalau sekarang gampang banget.
Sekarang udah bisa lihat langsung image kan keluar tuh gambar chord. Habis itu nanti main ya. Nah kebetulan kan gue tuh deket tuh rumahnya sama rumah kakek tuh kan, jadi satu lahan gitu lah. Habis itu malam nanti main aja ke tempat kakek gitu. Ya udah gue main gitu, terus datang dengan semangat. Wah, gue menemukan guru main musik nih, guru gitar nih kan. Habis itu ya datang ke almarhum gitu kan. Terus waktu itu kakek masih aktif main musiknya. Gue datang terus dikasih tahu pelajari lagu Burung Kakak Tua dulu ya. Nah dari situ ketika gue mulai masuk tuh sama kakek kan, akhirnya gue belajar dari basic banget nol dan menemukan instrumen-instrumen lain di seputar Hawaiian dan keroncong itu, karena memang scene musik yang beliau mainin itu kan di situ. Ketemu sama cello, terus ukulele gitu kan, cakcuk gitu segala macam instrumen yang dimainin.
Karena kakek lu mainnya memang Hawaiian.
Hawaiian dan keroncong itu.
Dari awal lu udah langsung nyentuh situ berarti. Oke.
Dan gue tuh sebenarnya juga pada saat itu tidak menyadari bahwa sebenarnya gue main di musik jadul gitu kan.
Iya. Lu cuma
Cewek-cewek aja, tiba-tiba gue belajar gitar, seneng, habis itu masuk, nanti ini ya, ketemu lagi, next, lihat, dicobain perkembangannya, udah bisa ngeritem gitu, lagu Burung Gagak Tua, habis itu mulai, kayaknya almarhum kakek ngelihat nih, bahwa bocah ini ternyata punya potensi juga nih, untuk jadi menteri. Kementerian apa ini? Enggak ada.
Main liatin gitar aja.
Jadi punya potensi nih, kayak ada bakat gitu kan. Cobain kan, coba belajar ukulele gitu. Ternyata bisa gitu. Habis itu dengerin kaset nih.
Oh bener, gue malah pertamanya ukulele dulu lu coba.
Ukulele juga. Jadi setelah gitar itu ukulele. Terus dengerin kaset. Nah, begitu gue dapet referensi itu sebenarnya gue nggak ada filter yang wah ini musik jadul nggak suka, enggak tuh. Tiba-tiba pas gue dikasih tuh seneng-seneng aja. Dan yang gue dapet tuh kan kaset Hati Kusendang nih, album keroncong gitu ya, gue dengerin. Terus habis itu dapet kaset album Mus Mulyadi almarhum gitu kan, kakaknya Mus Mujiono tuh. Itu penyanyi keroncong banget. Dan banyak penyanyi keroncong lain, plus gue dapet juga referensi pemain Hawaiian jagoannya Indonesia, George the Freitas dari almarhum kakek tuh. Nah di situ tuh gue dapet vitamin-vitamin itu, dan semua gue makan dengan senang hati gitu kan.
Lu beruntung sih, lucky enough, kayak gue sering tanya ini ke teman-teman gue, pengalaman pertama lu sama musik. Kayak Ibos mungkin lagunya Riff Raja kan gitu ya. Lu kayak gue kaget pertama langsung Hawaiian gitu. Kayak teman-teman yang dengerin lagunya Jamrut. It's not bad man. Cuma maksud gue kayak lu memang dari awal sebagai steel guitar player tuh memang udah dapet nutrisi yang di situ. Kayak gue before gue dengerin blues, gue tersesat di lembah.
Enggak lah.
Enggak di situ gitu. In a good way ya. Maksud gue kayak sampai pencariannya nyampe ke sini.
Semua orang punya proses dan background yang berbeda.
Jadi memang kalau lu, for me, it's a good journey. Jadi dari awal kakek lu memang mainin musik yang sekarang lu main terlalu jauh beda.
Kadang-kadang juga ada teman-teman yang suka bilang pada saat momen berapa tahun yang lalu tuh, wah lu anak muda yang terjebak di masa lalu gitu kan.
No. In a good way ya?
Enggak bisa.
In a good way, thanks God lu di situ, karena lu pemain steel gitar. Dan buat Hobotalks audience, memang kesan gue terhadap Amrus itu di awal, instrumennya duluan. Jadi kayak ini unik lu taruh di, kirain gue yang bisa ditaruh di paha tuh, yang lain gitu. Ternyata gitar juga bisa, the way you play it, karena kita punya stereotype soal main gitar kan, cara mainnya gitar. Ternyata ada banyak type of gitar, salah satunya steel gitar.
Ini statement yang jujur aja sih buat gue tuh personal banget kerasanya. Karena apa? Karena dulu tuh almarhum kakek itu pernah bilang satu momen, ini berhubungan banget nih. Ketika gue masih proses belajar gitu kan, terus udah mulai mengenal instrumen-instrumen itu. Plus juga kan gue lihat, karena almarhum kan mainin juga steel gitar waktu itu, walaupun scene musiknya Hawaiian gitu kan. Gue tertarik juga buat nyobain itu. Jadi ada biola, flute segala macem, ukulele apa gitu kan. Gue cobain juga steel gitar. Gue udah mulai bisa tuh sedikit-sedikit misalnya kan. Ada momen memang almarhum tuh waktu itu bilang ke gue tuh, dan itu sangat personal. Dia bilang, kamu dalemin ini deh, instrumen ini. Karena ada waktu nanti nggak ada lagi pemain kayaknya, udah mulai kelihatan gitu kan. Nah, jadi ketika gue tadi dapet statement itu tuh bahwa orang ngelihat sesuatu yang unik di instrumen itu, beliau juga melihat itu gitu kan. Ya gue anak muda yang cuma belajar doang dan wah seru nih kayaknya nyobain itu tiba.
Tanpa lu sadari.
Tanpa gue sadari, tiba-tiba sekian tahun kemudian perjalanan tuh, gue sendiri tiba-tiba. Ini gue bener-bener sendiri. Dan kayak gue dapet PR gede di situ.
And I mean in the professional way. Jadi kalau Hobotalks audience perhatiin, actually banyak pemain steel gitar. Gue temu kayaknya nggak banyak juga 3 orang. It's like udah bener-bener elders, opa-opa gitu. Yang mereka memang cuman hobis aja, kayak datang main steel gitar yang feel-nya dalam banget, tapi iseng aja. Tapi lu as a professional buat gue jarang banget. Malah so far baru lu sih Am. Jadi kayak pertama gue lihat look-nya udah dapet kan, everybody can buy this guitar, semua bisa beli. Tapi yang mainin kan nggak banyak. Kayak gitu maksud gue. Bukan karena lu di sini dan temen gue, tapi itu awal kesan gue. I still remember those moment kayak gue datang ke di Bandung tuh ada namanya Ruang Putih gitu. Jadi kayak gue datang sama Kang Hari Pocang, lu main, gue kayak
Itu ruang putih kayak sekolah.
Iya, gue datang kayak
banyak.
gue inget banget kayaknya balik tour sama band gue, bawa temen gue bule, datang dia kayak, wah, man, ini orang gila gitu.
Pertama kali kita dulu pernah satu panggung gantian main tuh di acaranya Bandung Blues Society. Kalau nggak salah di Bumi Sangkuriang deh. Dan surprise-nya tuh bahwa tiba-tiba pas gue ke backstage tuh lo nanya, bro, terus itu rap style lo yang jadul itu lah, yang tahun berapa itu tiba-tiba orang itu tidak merhatiin, gue bilang itu kan.
Iya, gue punya kesan itu gitu.
Gue kerekam deh, wah ini anak-anak band ini nih. Ya nggak lama dari situ kemudian lagu internasional, terus kemudian wah gue bangga banget gitu.
Iya man, gue juga sama kayak dan nggak lupa gitu, nggak lupa.
Gue respect banget.
Dan akhirnya journey-nya kita ketemu di sini sekarang. Dan sampai sekarang kalau lu nggak percaya, gue masih tanya gitar itu kemana? Gitu,
ada
nggak sih kayak? Dan gue ingat lu bilang kayak, ya kayaknya itu gitar yang bekas kakek lu. Iya, gue ingat cerita itu dan gue cari-cari. Waktu itu gue kayak ketemu lu, kasih kontak manajer lu, gue masih tanya, cuman kayak gue dapet momennya lagu apa, karena ini kan soundnya khas, frekuensinya khas di situ. Kalau lagunya nggak fit sama karakter alat musiknya nggak bisa juga. And then itu gue inget banget ulang tahun Naif, kita ketemu di backstage, gue denger lagunya, gue inget David bilang, "Tir, lagu gue ada gitar SpongeBob," dibilang gitu kan. Ternyata lu yang main gitu deh, kayak oh ya lu tau orang ini, sure man, karena nggak ada lagi. Gue bilang sama David sama, kayaknya emang dia he's the right guy untuk mainin posisi ini, karena gue belum nemuin lagi. And then you are here now. Kalau lu lihat nanti coba googling di YouTube di mana Amrus Ramadhan, lu gue lihat main di beberapa band kayak session player beberapa artis. Yang aktif malah sekarang gue dulu few names yang gue tahu kayak Tantowi Yahya lu isi. Memang niche banget marketnya, tapi kalau lu talking about this kind of music, steel gitar, nama lu yang nongol gitu. Belakangan yang masih aktif kali ya, gue lihat lu sama Sandhy Sondoro kan.
Iya.
Gue lihat kayak, okay, Sandhy is a good, I respect him much. Terus bawa lu tuh kayak, fuck man, dia tahu how to manage musik beginian. Boleh cerita dikit nggak journey lu dari session player ke satu artis ke artis yang lainnya?
Oh itu antara perjalanan yang mengharukan dan tapi seru banget gitu kan, karena sebenarnya bisa dibilang gue anak rantau, berangkat dari gue gede lahir di Palembang gitu. Terus kemudian gue punya mimpi waktu itu, gue nggak mau di kota ini karena gue pengen berkembang gitu kan, itu cita-citanya gitu. Di satu sisi amanat orang tua bahwa sekolah gitu kan. Di sisi lain wah enak, passion musik gue tuh udah yang gue punya mimpi, macam-macam. Tapi gimana caranya? Gue sekolah. Kebetulan gue basic di seni rupa cukup kuat. Akhirnya gue sekolah di desain itu di Bandung. Di Bandung, gue ngambil desain grafis gitu kan.
Lu akalin itu ya sekolah.
Gue sekolah dan akhirnya amanat itu gue pegang bener-bener bahwa gue sekolah bener gitu kan.
Itu pengabdiannya sekolah harus beres ya.
Sekolah. Di sisi lain itu gue menyalurkan passion musik gue dengan pada saat itu baru ada Friendster kan. Jadi Friendster inilah pembuka pintu ternyata. Gue nggak bisa bohong bahwa ternyata Friendster ini yang memfasilitasi gue akhirnya bisa terkonek dengan banyak orang gitu kan. Awalnya karena
bukan terkonek dengan banyak cewek cantik. Musik, kita ngomongin musik ya. Itu yang lain lah.
Nah, itu nanti sesi terakhir kita masuk ke situ baru. Karena kan akhirnya ke situ juga.
Ya gue dapat banyak sih. Dari situ journey musik lu networking.
Bini gue di sini nih. Akhirnya nyampe juga ke selalu.
Oh ini dari Friendster nih? Oh
enggak. Ini dari sekolah. Ini dari sekolah. Nah, jadi ketika gue punya mimpi banyak gitu, tapi gue menyadari bahwa kemampuan orang tua gue nggak cukup kuat untuk mensupport itu kan ya, butuh biaya gede segala macam. Tapi gue tetap gimana caranya bisa keluar.
Gitu.
Akhirnya dengan segala mimpi gue itu, gue nggak tahu sih itu amaze aja buat gue. Ternyata gue nyampe juga
dengan segala ceritanya,
keterbatasan itu, dengan segala macam perjuangan dan puasanya itu. Gue bawa juga instrumen steel gitar warisan dari almarhum kakek gue. Sembari gue nggak dikenal ya siapalah, Amrus gitu kan. Zaman itu gue masih nonton di kampus tuh, Padi lagi top-topnya banget. Terus kemudian gue nonton Harjai, Harapan Jaya di kampus itu kan. Terus yang ada di Javu segala macam. Nah ini band-band Bandung yang keren-keren gitu ya. Terus gue ikutan dream band pertama tuh.
Oh, lu main Dream?
Dream Man pertama,
Oke.
gue ikutan.
Oke.
Itu angkatannya Sela, Kotak segala macam.
Oh, oke.
Gue ikutan yang di Bandung tuh. Pengen tahu aja, pengen dapat teman banyak. Nah, ada momen ketika sekolah gue beres, gue kerja kan di direktorat sebuah kampus ternama di Bandung, di bagian desain grafis. Gue sendiri tuh di situ. Kerjaan gue di kantor setelah mendesain tuh, gue buka Friendster nyari temen bermusik sebanyak mungkin.
Oke.
Tadadadadadad.
Ya.
Message, akhirnya terkonek. Salah satunya ada teman kita yang jadi hostnya acara di Country Road, Baby Asteria.
Oh, si Baby.
Baby.
Oke. Baru tadi gue komen-komenan sama doi.
Gue pede banget kan, jadi setiap orang tuh gue message sampai akhirnya gue bilang bahwa gue bisa bikin lagu, gue pemain musik gini, terus gue bisa main steel gitar.
Oke.
Beberapa ada yang respon, ada yang nyaut juga, jawab gitu, dan dia juga jawab.
Oke.
Nah, yang rada serius ya itu, waktu itu Baby bales terus kemudian, lo bisa main steel gitar? Iya. Lo bisa datang nggak ke manajemen gue? Gue dapet temen baru nih kan. Sembari gue udah tahu, wah, kayak suka jadi host di Country
Sure,
Road.
man, yeah.
That was my first door.
Oke.
Akhirnya kebuka pintu pertama gitu kan. Gue di situ, habis itu gue
Itu era TVRI bukan sih?
TVRI.
Oh my god, ya.
Begitu gue pertama kali main, terus kemudian udah banyak sniper tuh yang udah lihat. Salah satunya adalah yang banyak support gue juga, Bapak Dubes Tantowi Yahya.
Iya, Bang.
Nah itu bagian dari story perjalanan gue tuh.
Oke.
You, my love, always keep me company. Any weather that covers me, as long as you leave. Beautiful soul, standing right by my side. Always hold my hands and never let go, as long as you leave. When the storm comes, we must face it together. We will face it, and you make us make it. Just like a white train running the heavy rain, you know there is a rainbow that waits after a shadow. I was lost when you had me found. You were there when I fall down. You know that it's true love. God is given from above. train running the heavy rain. You know there is a rainbow that wait after a shadow. I was lost when you had me found. You were there when I fall down. You know that it's true love. God has given from above. You know that it's true love. God has given from above. You know that it's true love. God has given from above.
Kita dapat fasilitas media-media baru.
Oke.
Ada Instagram segala macam
Iya,
gitu
iya.
kan. YouTube mulai naik segala macam. Di Instagram gue terkonek dengan penyanyi jagoannya Indonesia yang udah go internasional itu tadi dan juaranya internasional. Bang Sandhy Sondoro.
Oke.
Ketemu di situ terus kemudian dia mah nggak basa-basi lah ya, begitu ngelihat gua di video dia like DM. Bro, lo harus main sama gua.
Oke.
Gitu aja udah. Minta nomor.
Straightforward. Oke.
Minta nomor lo. Gitu aja.
Iya.
Dan gue mikir kan, gue pemain steel gitar, gue main country gitu kan.
Iya. Ternyata dia bisa adaptasi di musik.
Gue
dia, ya.
pertamanya gue berpikir bahwa ini gue main sama rockstar gitu
Iya,
kan.
iya.
Kayaknya gue harus skill banget. Ternyata enggak.
Iya, betul.
Apa yang gue dapet ketika gue belajar keroncong Hawaiian itu persis pace ngenakin lagu segala macam.
Exactly.
Pilihan not gue tuh itu yang kepake
Iya.
pada saat main dengan
Orang
seorang
butuh
Sandhy Sondoro.
rasanya.
Iya,
Iya, betul.
Jadi
Setuju.
PR sebagai session player ketika bermain sama mereka tuh adalah gimana caranya ngenakin lagu.
Betul.
Dan mensupport
Betul.
mereka gitu kan.
Betul.
Dan itu tuh banyak banget gue dapet ketika gue belajar main keroncong, main
Iya,
Hawaiian
iya.
itu. Itu ternyata berhubungan banget.
Dan jadi lintas genre ya, Meh. Jadi kayak lu nggak ngomongin country, keroncong.
Iya, akhirnya steel gitar ini kayak this is my movement.
Iya, iya.
Gitu
iya,
kan,
iya.
terus apa yang gue perjuangkan itu. Dan gue pegang banget kata-kata almarhum itu bahwa beliau pernah nitip. Itu tuh baru gue sadari tuh sekarang juga sih sebenarnya,
Iya, iya.
bahwa kadang-kadang kalau di panggung tuh kan gue ngeliat, masa gue nggak pelajari sesuatu gitu
Iya,
di sini
iya,
gitu.
iya.
Sembari mimpi gue tuh memang gue pengen punya karya sendiri, originalitas, dan gue deliver itu ke
Iya.
publik gitu kan.
Iya, betul.
Ke audiens tuh gimana caranya, apa yang gue rasain, cerita gue gitu kan. Sembari gue selama ini dapat pengalaman dari mereka-mereka
Betul.
ini yang terus terang gue anggap sebagai guru gue gitu.
Iya, iya.
Akhirnya tingkat kepercayaan diri itu kayak, wah gue punya sesuatu yang memang gue bisa nih gitu kan. Nah dulu tuh memang sebenarnya suka nyanyi gitu kan.
Iya, gue
blues-bluesan
perhatiin.
juga
Iya,
apa
iya,
gitu
iya.
kan. Termasuk juga gue bersyukur banget alhamdulillah ketemu sama pemain harmonika living legend
Iya, iya, iya.
Babe Hari Pocang
Iya,
gitu
iya,
kan.
iya.
Dan kemudian aktif dan bermain bersama, ada di Blues Libre, Bandung Blues Project,
Iya.
Nasional Go Internasional juga.
Beberapa kesempatan gue liat lu nyanyi.
Iya.
Itu awalnya justru.
Itu
Wah,
justru
harus
gue
nyanyi.
di-explore banyak tuh
Iya.
ketika di situ sama mereka tuh, dan gue dikasih ruang banyak untuk belajar juga itu. Step berikutnya adalah oke, gue mikirin karya gue sendiri gitu.
Oke.
Dan bener-bener karakter gue gitu kan. Kita jalanin bareng-bareng. Single judulnya You Don't Need.
Oke,
Terus
You Don't
itu sebenarnya sih curhatan gue karena memang anak rantau jauh dari nyokap gitu
Iya,
kan.
iya.
Kebetulan ibu masih ada,
Oke.
bapak udah almarhum gitu. Nah, tiap hari. Kadang-kadang kan kita kalau misalnya satu kota bisa melipir terus kemudian ketemu ibu gitu kayak curhat. Tapi kalau misalnya jauh
baru berasa tuh. Iya.
Men, kadang-kadang kalau pulang ke rumah malam gitu, gue kangen banget.
Iya.
Namanya gue tumpahin aja tuh dari situ.
Oke.
Jadi You Don't Need ini adalah gue nggak pure 100% bahwa gue nyanyi di situ.
Oke.
Itu kayak intimate suasana gue lagi ngobrol aja sama ibu kan.
Iya.
Terus itu
So it's about your mom aja ya?
Iya.
Yeah, oke.
Dan alhamdulillah itu ada di Spotify udah.
Iya.
Di YouTube Best Beat Management Music tuh di YouTube-nya mereka udah
You can
ada.
check on Spotify.
Iya.
Amrus Ramadhan, You Don't Need ya?
You Don't Need,
Oke.
Amrus.
Iya.
Ada di Deezer juga,
Oke.
Apple Music segala macam. Dan di situ tuh di titik itu aja sebenarnya gue udah bersyukur banget.
Iya.
Karena akhirnya gue juga nyampe sebagai as a singer-songwriter terpublish dengan benar gitu kan. Dan di-manage dengan benar gitu. Dan ternyata respon radio ketika kita jalan radio macam sembari gue juga bawain alat ini gitu memperkenalkan itu responnya bagus banget itu.
Iya.
Terus
gue juga kaget sih kayak apa waktu awal-awal tuh this guy can sing kayak pas lu bisa nyanyi gue pertanyaan gue ya level yang berikutnya kapan nih dia muncul as an artist as an Amrus gitu dan sekarang ya it's like udah setahun gak sih?
Iya ada lah.
Setahunan
ada
ya?
lah jalan.
Dan ini proyeksi kesananya kan albumnya Am ya?
Iya.
Oke.
Amin.
What's the
Mudah-mudahan.
challenge nih Am? Lu bawain alat musik yang gak umum ya? Steel gitar tuh buat gue ya pemainnya sedikit. I mean, kalau di
Indonesia.
luar, iya kalau di luar kan kayak di luar pun kayaknya sedikit juga
Nah,
sih.
yang menarik itu adalah ketika gue mapping nih, kayak misalnya main di beberapa negara di Asia gitu, Malaysia, Singapura, Filipina,
Iya, South Asia.
iya atau terakhir di Jepang gitu kan.
Iya, gue lihat juga lu main di Jepang tuh.
Ada beberapa momen menarik tuh. Salah satunya kayak misalnya di Filipina kita main nih. Ternyata gue kedetek sama pemain steel gitar di sana. Dia bukan pemain profesional gitu kan, tapi menyukai
Steel gitar.
steel gitar dan tiba-tiba ketika kita nyampe di hotel di penginapan di Filipina tuh yang datang duluan tuh buat ketika kita nyantai itu bukan panitia tapi tapi orang itu.
Iya.
Karena dia lihat ada pemain steel gitar.
Sama gue ketemu lu di PC sama. Ada yang mainin steel gitar nih, kayak oke gitu.
Itu gue lagi main di panggung terus tiba-tiba ada orang naik ke panggung terus di depan gue kayak gini gitu ngeliatin. Lagi gue main gue.
Penantin
Ini siapa gitu? Ini siapa kan? Gue nggak kenal.
Iya.
Ternyata anaknya.
Iya, oke. Anak beliau.
Just the Pretes, Om Alfa the Pretes, dan kita ngobrol banyak banget. Gue diinterogasi juga sama Om Alfa, terus akhirnya kita sepakat bahwa oke, lu punya PR gede, ini harus terdokumentasi dengan benar,
Exactly.
harus ada rekamannya benar, karena kalau nggak hilang, dia bilang gitu.
Lu bisa cek steel gitarnya Amrus ya?
Iya.
Iya, lu bisa cek nanti googling aja atau di Instagramnya Amrus bisa spesifik ngeliat. Dari skala 1 sampai 10 kepuasan lu terhadap brand lu gimana?
Well, ini sebenarnya bunga punya gue nih.
Oke.
Dan serunya bahwa ini adalah pesanan, boleh gue sebut namanya Profesor Dr. Agus Sarjono.
Oke.
Jadi beliau ini adalah guru besar di UI.
Oke.
Kepakarannya di haki kan, jadi mengenai hak cipta.
Oh, ini
dan
udah punya
hukum.
rumah di sana ya?
Iya.
Udah pemiliknya. Oke.
Iya. Jadi beliau dapat kebetulan sama tim kan, gue juga kerja sama Meruang Putih tuh didukung sama Kang Maki untuk bikin ini gitu kan. Kerjasama kita, terus habis itu bikin video profilnya kita sebarin nyampe ke
beliau ya.
Beliau dan beliau bilang ketika japri gitu kan, men ini lo branding lo keren banget gitu. Gue awalnya nggak tahu kan bahwa ternyata wah ini ternyata orang legend juga gitu kan.
Iya.
Gue lihat bukan pemain musik yang memang bisa mainin steel gitar, tapi dia merasa berkepentingan bahwa gue pengen punya alat lo.
Iya.
Dengan brand ini ya.
Betul.
Karena dan ini kan satu-satunya produk Indonesia pertama kali bisa dibilang untuk produk steel gitar, terutama lap steel gitar.
Betul.
Dan yang membuatnya dengan brand nama sendiri seorang profesional emang di bidang itu gitu.
Betul.
Gue respect banget tuh ketika.
Lu bisa cicat malah sama dia masalah hakin, paten
banget
brand lu ya.
Gue belajar
Iya. Dan buat gue umum pun sama, kayaknya baru deh ada brand steel gitar ya.
Iya.
Correct me if I'm wrong, tapi ya salah
Iya.
satu the reason gue bawa lu ke sini itu tadi. Khasnya di sini tuh kita nggak ngomongin umum, ngomongin kebaruannya. Buat gue unik, lu mainin alat musik yang jelas. Nanti lu bakal lihat performance-nya Amrus juga di Hobotalks. He play that kind of music yang buat gue nyentuhnya pakai cara yang berbeda. Gue nggak dapet di musik yang lain gitu. Thank you banget. Mudah-mudahan movement lu nanti ke depan juga lebih apa ya? Lebih masif, orang lebih accept.
Amin.
Ya, lebih
Iya.
accept karya musik lu. With your own
Makanya juga thank you
guitar
banget
brand.
diundang ke Hobotalks nih
Gue juga
sebenarnya.
thank you, Am.
Gue
Thank you
makasih banget.
Gue ngeceng lu udah lama sih. Kalau gue suka cowok sih. Thank you for coming, Amrus Ramadan. Give applause for
Makasih
Amrus
banget.
Ramadan. Thank you. This is the Blues Rapper for Hobotalks with Amrus Ramadan. Thank you. Thank you,
Sama-sama,
man.
Sama-sama bro.
Episode for this month is the first cult artist playing jazz music. That's very exciting, and his name is Theron from Ohio, America.
Hi. Good to see you.
Good to see you too. So we are from Indonesia for Hobotalks, and please introduce yourself, where you come from. You come from a very different background with maybe most of our audience here. So maybe just like let them know your story.
Sure. Yeah, my name is Theron Brown, and I live here in Ohio. I'm originally from Zanesville, Ohio, but now I live in Akron, Ohio. And yeah, I play music. I'm a pianist by rote, as you can see, some of the instruments around me.
Yes.
And yeah, I started out at a very young age, about 5 years old, learned by ear. And as I got older, I went into university training, where I learned jazz and classical, but my main background was gospel at the time. So now I'm just still playing a lot, teaching a lot, and trying to inspire people through my music.
This is perfect show, I think. This is perfect show, I think, like for you. And you know what? You were the first Cult Culture's Hobotalks jazz musician that
Oh, wow.
we featured on the show. Yeah,
It's
so
an
I'm so excited. I'm so excited. Last episode we featured a harmonica player,
I saw
and then
that.
now we featured a pianist. How did you why you decide to dive into jazz?
For sure. So gospel and jazz is really related. As I was playing, I also played viola when I was much younger, and I did that all the way until I was 18 in high school. I was pretty good at viola, and I would always, before our rehearsals and things in high school, I would get on the piano and just mess around. And one week we had kind of like a strings week where a teacher would come in, or a bunch of teachers would come in and work with us to get us ready for competitions or concerts and things. And this one particular cello player, and I can't remember his name, he heard me playing, and he asked me, "Have you ever checked out jazz music?" And I was like, "No," because in my religion, we didn't really step too far out of gospel. So the next day, he actually brought me a Thelonious Monk book and a CD that went along with it. So I dove into that, read about Thelonious Monk, and I saw some similarities in our life, how they lined up. He was a pastor's son and would travel and play and everything. And then I could understand his music a little better because of reading about his life too. Thelonious Monk is kind of hard to listen to if you're first getting into jazz, but it's really the roots and fundamental of a lot of jazz pianists playing. You got to deal with Thelonious Monk. So I got
Check it out.
Yeah, you got to check it out. So I was really attracted to jazz, and that led me to discover people like Herbie Hancock, of course. I think that was the next one, and Oscar Peterson, who's also
I have
genre.
a question about that maybe later, and I guess you can guess what my next questions would be about that.
Sure. Yeah. But at that point, viola was cool, but I was like, you know what? I think I can get pretty good at this piano thing. So I actually shifted and diverted and said, I'm going to go to college for piano, jazz piano.
Wow.
And it, like you said, it was late for most, it would be late, and it's definitely a chance. But I want to take it, and mainly just want to get better at being a gospel player. It kind of took off though, but I applied at a bunch of schools, got denied at a lot of schools.
No way. Why?
I don't think I was like completely prepared, to the
Okay.
elastic.
Everybody been there, right?
Yeah, they said Michael Jordan got denied of a lot of.
I'm pretty sure that was an excuse that you kept telling yourself
Yeah.
when you got denied. I think it's just music is the language for everyone. There is no barriers, there is no countries, there's no languages, but music is universal. So thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And and thanks for participating in the show. We try to inspire people.
But I think it goes both ways. Like you said, there's no barriers. I mean, if you would have asked me when I first started that I would be talking to somebody in Indonesia about my music, and they would be looking me up on the internet and just randomly want to have get out of here, what?
Sorry, I should beep myself.
Oh no.
But that's exactly what I said. I was like, what? Like, we're so glad. I mean, this is just like amazing. We interviewed artists from different countries, different kind of genres, but like I can see the passion, and that's why we interview you guys, because we want to know your journey. So now talking about back to your story again, how do you measure your I have like a biggest success? You've been doing concert all over. I know like you did concert in Mumbai, in Asia, in Japan, in like all over like Canada, USA. So can you just share the story? How did you do that? Like what did you do there? Like where did you get the opportunity?
Yeah. Strangely enough, a lot of those things weren't planned. And you'll see that a lot in my story, that the music is what takes you places, because it puts you in positions to meet different people. And when you keep a good rapport with folks, and you're professional, you're nice, you show up on time, you email folks back, and you see these opportunities continue, and it's not even so much just about being the best player. A lot of those gigs, people could get anybody. Little old me, I know I'm not the best pianist in the world, but I know that I'm the best Theron Brown that I can be.
Yeah.
Yeah. If I try to bring that to the table, then, and all that encompasses that, then people will want to have me around, not only for my music, but just for being a good person, making them feel comfortable. And I think, yes, that part goes through the music. So those opportunities, come from being, available, having the faith to take the chance and say, okay, I'm going to do this performance, this gig, even if I'm not prepared for it. Sometimes these gigs, you're not ready for it, and it's actually a learning experience to get you ready for the next one. The Mumbai was a perfect example, and Japan. Japan was my first time being out of the country. And I was out for a whole month, and
it's an amazing country, isn't it?
Oh my gosh, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
I could go all over Japan, and I was in my early 20s. And that kind of experience helped me grow up and understand the world, what, America is and what they aren't.
Yes.
And
It's a massive country. It's its own monster, because it's massive. But when you get out of there, also like there are other monsters,
Yes.
Like totally different world.
Yeah, that's right. And you have to be very accepting to people and cultures, and be open to learn, and know that, it's okay to be ignorant. And not a lot of people, can accept that.
Any funny stories about that?
one funny story, when I was in Japan, this was very humbling because it showed me just how small I was in the grand scheme of things. Again, I was in my early 20s, but I got to Japan and I found myself like, okay, I'm gonna go out and explore and get on a train, subway, and try to just see what's all out there. Got lost for about 3 hours.
Oh my God, but it was a good loss. Because Japan's subway is really confusing in some cities.
Very confusing.
Like Tokyo is very confusing.
That's where I was.
So you experienced that. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Like it makes you want to cry.
Can you share like with our audience, like where if they want to see like this online presence you mentioned. So
Yeah.
where can they go and where can they check? Is it on YouTube? Is it like on website or something, or Facebook page?
Yeah. If you check out the website, which is through our main sponsor and our educational component, which is, I think, the most important part of our jazz festival, which is Open Tone Music. So you go to www.opentonemusic.org, and there will be a Jazz Fest section that you can see past festival content. This year, I think we will have some online program. It won't be as robust because we are going in person this year and we're kind of focusing more on that. But there will be components still, just not as flashy. And you'll also see, yes, the educational component, which we teach students about the history of music, of this music, and give lessons. And also, the main thing is that we want to give them the opportunity to exercise, like discipline, self-respect for themselves, how to learn, how to empower yourself to go out and do these things. Whether it's, I just think the arts is the perfect way to do that, because it's very, you gotta look into yourself and have a certain amount of faith, which is different than hope. Faith, it's a different thing. I think us defining that and letting the youth know that it's okay, but you have to try and really look within and go in that direction in faith. So that's what we have, the education component, Open Tone. If you visit that website, there's a lot of our content that's hosted on there.
I will visit that site, and I think you have a lot of like important contents that like most musicians, the young generation should see, right? Should learn from it. It's just really funny because some of musicians, a lot of like young musicians, a lot of talented people in Indonesia also like a monster itself, and a lot of them, they are too shy. They don't want to. So if something online, they can learn something online, and then be inspired by it. So I think it will help.
Yeah.
They know that, like a lot of like learn from your content, because you also teach. Do you also teach like piano? Like, do you teach like technical there?
Yeah, I do. I teach in my own. I teach over Zoom, of course, and then I've stopped having students come over so much. I actually, during the pandemic, I shifted again. I used to teach at Kent State University and Youngstown State University. Now I'm the artist residency. I run the artist residency program through an organization called Curated Storefront. And that is basically me bringing in artists to work with the students of I Promise School, which is LeBron James.
Wow, we need to put a lot of like this link so our audience can just check it out later.
Yeah. If you go to curatedStorefront.org, you can find all the information of that. But that's me providing artists at that school, which is a part of Akron Public Schools, for them to just have unique experiences with people that look like them from the art world, all different disciplines. So visual artists, painters, sculptors, music, anything. So we bring them in to work with the kids, and they're able to create things with them. And that's been very rewarding, especially coming out of the pandemic. We've been able to do a lot of programming.
You mentioned Ella Fitzgerald and some of big names. I just like these questions that we kind of hold for a bit. I also noticed that like on your website, you mentioned that you also tried acting for Miles Davis, like a movie about Miles Davis, talking about big names. So yeah, what's the story?
Yeah, so
basically
again,
you do everything. It's very interesting.
Yeah, and
Spill the story.
This was another kind of random, you just go for it because of the connects that you have. At that time I'd been playing, had been traveling, and I was on a gig with a smooth jazz artist. Oh gosh, I'm trying to remember his name. It's a big.
It's
big,
okay.
Peter White, guitar player. And we were in Youngstown getting ready, it was a long day, sound check. I was getting ready to play the gig, and I got a call after sound check, a voicemail, saying, hey, we want you to audition for this part in this Miles Davis movie featuring Don Cheadle, produced and all this stuff by Don Cheadle.
Yeah.
I totally thought it was fake and like just a hoax call. So I waited a minute because I didn't want to get too excited about it and build up, and it ended up being fake. So I did listen to the voicemail a couple times. I was like, okay, this seems interesting. I'm gonna call back, see what it's all about. And it was real. They said they wanted me to come to, just make an audition video and then go to Cincinnati to do an in-person.
Oh, wow. That sounds pretty serious.
Yeah, but the thing is, it was the next week, and I had like vacation planned to go with my parents and my wife to Myrtle Beach or something. And we went to Myrtle Beach, but we had to cut it short because of this audition. And again, I had to have faith. I was like, okay, I don't even know if I'm gonna get the part. This was supposed to be precious time that I set aside for my family that I don't get too often. But we took the chance, and I made the little video and went to Cincinnati to do an in-person audition, and they took a video to send to Don Cheadle in Hancock.
What? Oh my God. So it was serious. It was not a scam.
Yeah.
And that was you taking chances again and say yes to opportunities.
Right. Yeah. And I don't know, to this day, I still don't know who actually recommended me for that role, but somebody said, okay, yeah, here's a guy, he kind of looks like Herbie and he can actually play the piano. So that's the story I've heard. And I'm just like, okay, well, I call it a blessing. Some people call it a luck. But the most nerve-wracking part of this whole experience was just knowing that one of my favorite pianists watched my video and said, yeah, this guy can play me in this movie.
Oh my God. So that was your another big success, I guess.
Yeah.
How was it? Like, how did you feel about that?
Oh, I thought it was
dream
great.
come true.
Absolutely. I love film and acting. I think that's something that I would do again if I had the opportunity to be in a movie. Especially like just seeing the process of how those artists work. And seeing the behind the scenes, how everything moves. It's a lot of hurry up and wait. But also just being around the actors of that caliber, like a Don Cheadle,
You've been name droppings, by the way, couple of times in the past weeks. Now we get it. You were so excited about it, but like, yeah, that was one of your big success. I bet it was like amazing opportunity, and maybe hopefully wishing you good luck in the future. Can we watch this movie? Is it like where can we watch this movie? I want to see you. See your acting and all that.
Well, it's not. I don't do a whole lot of speak. I think I have like one line, and I'm
still acting. like, what are you working on right now? Do you have any plans, like concerts, performances in the near future?
Yeah. Right now I have a couple recordings with friends, of course, that I'm preparing for, which I'm bad about this. I always, maybe it's a little bit of fear, but I always put my stuff on the back burner sometimes and try to get other things done. But I have some cool performances coming up too that I'm getting ready for with friends like Chris Coles. He's an awesome sax player, composer, up and coming artist, writes really beautiful music. Another friend, Curtis Taylor, who is now, he's a professor at Iowa College, and we're getting ready to go into the studio in Ann Arbor in 2 weeks or so. So I'm preparing for that. Oh wow,
exciting.
I'm doing this is a fun gig, the Cleveland Orchestra. I'm playing with them actually in a couple weeks too, but it's more of a pop kind of gig. So I'm playing keyboard.
Really? Oh, so you do pop as well, like with the orchestra. Wow,
yeah.
A lot of things.
Yeah, I like playing a lot of different styles. And then my own music, I've been writing this next album for a long time, probably about 6-7 years now.
Oh wow.
It's called Spirit Fruit, and it's based on a scripture out of the Bible, the fruit of the Spirit. It talks about love, joy, peace, long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, just mainly things that you feel like all people should have. And I'm trying to write music around that.
What's the message that you're trying to convey in this new album?
I think hope, giving people the opportunity to actually get their own meaning out of the music. Like I want them to identify it as, your opinion, your art. How do you want to make yourself better? Or how do you want to make other people better, your surroundings? So it's kind of open. I don't want to put too much of my opinion in it, but the music will be thoughtful, of course, and it's different. It's not my typical like jazz trio or quintet type music arranged stuff. I'm going to have strings included. There's the vocals with lyrics. There's going to be some rap.
Will you? No. Now this is different, right? Wow. Are you going to sing? Who's going to rap in this?
I have other folks that are lined up to do it. One of the singers is a good buddy, Reggie Bowens.
Wow, that'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm. One of the female vocalists is Chrissy Dashel, which she doesn't know this yet. Maybe she'll hear it.
Oh no, and you share with our audience. Hello, everyone in Indonesia now know about it. Except her, she didn't know yet.
Right.
Wow, it's so exciting. What will it like, I don't know, like what it means to you, like this new album for you? Because you say like for other people, it's free for them to express what they want to feel, it's like, it's about hope. It's about expression, I guess, like personal, like expression, inner from inside. Yeah. And I don't know, I want to ask you what it means to you. What does it mean to you, like this album, the new album?
Yeah, for me, it's a piece of work, of course, but it's a piece of work that's tied to my upbringing. So I'm a church boy at heart, and my religion has been, Christianity, following the ways of Jesus. And we're not all perfect. We make mistakes, and we learn other things when we grow, but we have to be open to that. So the definition of love, there's different examples of that. But I think also there's a part of you that has to create what love is. You have to make, it could sound weird, but you have to make love. You have to make peace. You have to make joy. It isn't always something that's just at your disposal that comes from the outside, but it's something that you have to push out as well. You have to create it and make sure it's pure so that people understand it. So this album is me trying, and I think that's why it's taking me so long, because I want the music to be honest and be me and not be something like that I've learned in school. 2 + 2 is 4. No, it can be 5 or whatever you want it to be.
Not textbook, you mean?
That's right. So if I go with a feeling and I want to play that, it might be wrong, but sometimes in life, that's what happens. That everything isn't always in line. There's going to be friction, which leads to the beautiful thing, or there's going to be this beautiful thing that has to go through some friction and regrow. I look at it like forest fires.
Yeah.
Forest fires have to happen. It has to kill all this beautiful, trees and grass, things that we need for air. But sometimes there needs to be that leveling out and a restart in order for you to grow in a different way. Not saying that, and for everybody it's different.
If your music is an alcoholic beverage, I don't think your music is alcoholic beverage, but that's the question. What do you think it would be?
Bourbon.
Oh, yeah, that's a good answer. Because I was like, I don't think, because bourbon, yeah, it makes sense. Because you enjoy it, you sip it slowly, and then you just enjoy it, the taste of it,
There you go.
slowly, right?
Yep.
Yeah. That's a good answer. Did you prepare for that answer when you send me a question?
I actually did prepare for that one.
You did prepare for that one, because I was like, I don't think your music is an alcoholic beverage, and bourbon makes sense. This is the whole idea why we start the show. Do you have any advice to our young musicians, particularly who study or who wants to pursue a career in jazz?
Yeah. When it comes to jazz, we have to remember that it is based on life experiences. When you write the song, yes, there is a specific language to it, getting around chords and being able to interact with other musicians, or finding your voice. And I think the most important thing is, in the process of that, is to stay true to yourself, get really good mentors, of course practice. You gotta do this. It's not magically gonna happen. You gotta put in work, which means going to the piano or whatever instrument you play and sometimes feeling really terrible when you walk away from your practice session. But that actually means that you had a good practice session. What that means is not feeding your ego, just playing things that sound good, and saying, oh, okay, I practiced, but you're not getting better. You're not exploring your full potential. So you got to get into the weed of things and see where your dark spots are and how you can bring light to them. Go for it. Don't run away from those spots. Don't be afraid because you're not good at something. If you want to work on stride piano, then you got to get that left hand going, and you got to do the separating thing. You got to study Art Tatum, even though you won't be able to play exactly like him, but you find your way and then find out how to fall in love with that.
Focus on the goals, not the obstacles. There's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
Jaya Jaya Govinda Jaya Jaya Gopala Jaya Jaya Hana Ramana Hari Govinda Jaya